Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with Tavion Gadson, the newest signee for the University of Kentucky. Coach Stoops has done it again. Got another top-level talent to come in and play with one of the best defensive minds in the country. Tavion, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, we'll give you a pound right there. First off, the first thing going in, obviously, is you were committed to go to Florida State.
I was.
Commitment seemed solid. A couple of days ago, you said, hey, I'm going to open up the recruitment. I'm assuming that is when you kind of learned about everything that was going to go on there. Just kind of tell people about that process and why you had to make not only the decision personally, but the decision that just made the most business sense for you.
Okay, so business-wise, I had to go ahead and choose a different school, so I didn't feel like I was wasting my 6 months. And I feel like I could trust Florida State, but at the same time, you can't just trust off somebody's word how they're going to feel about you later. So with the gray shirt being there, I felt like I still have opportunity to go to Florida State. But what's the word?
In your best interest?
My best interest would have been for me to go ahead and go to the next best thing for me, which is Kentucky.
Absolutely, and I know Kentucky was in on you early. You liked Kentucky. It wasn't like you settled for Kentucky.
I didn't settle.
Like Kentucky was always high up there,
yes.
And it was a really difficult decision for you to make.
It was a fight.
Right? Even
when I committed, I felt like Kentucky was still really there, and when I committed, they never let up. Their foot was always on the gas.
Well, I mean, Coach Stoops has always been known as a great recruiter. Even back to his days at Florida State, he would come down. He was always active on the road. Was the lines of communication always open with you and Coach Stoops as you went through this thing?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily?
I didn't too much talk to Coach Stoops as I went on this, been on this journey. But Coach Collins for sure was always there.
Facts.
And
shout out to Coach Collins, by the way.
For sure that. I never really needed to worry about going to ask anybody for nothing other than him, because he was always one call away or one text away. He would respond just like that.
Absolutely.
So I felt like as I would go to that school, being in that school, if I couldn't count on nobody else, I could count on him to make sure I was all good. Not saying I can't count on the D-line coach. He's been there in the process as well. But Collins he was the one who offered me.
Yep.
He's been there since,
since the beginning.
Since literally the beginning. That was my second offer, my first Power 5 offer.
Mm-hmm.
First SEC offer.
Yep.
So, what else could I do?
I hear you. And Kentucky's made, tremendous strides, right? Tremendous strides defensively, tremendous strides offensively to become not just another SEC team, but a force in the SEC East. One you have to worry about. Everybody knows Georgia's out there, but Kentucky continuing to try to close the gap on everything. It's going to be, because I think it's an interesting thing, and this is a cautionary tale for a lot of young men out here, to really make decisions more with your head than with your heart or with what might be the glamour pick. You know what I'm saying? Because the arrow on Florida State is pointing up.
Yeah. Right?
They're doing great things. And shout out to Florida State. I mean, there's no shade and no hate on Florida State. It's just you had to make the best decision for you. When you look at that and you say, okay, I'm hurt. I've got to have surgery on my shoulders. I know that's probably going to end up in a redshirt year to start, most likely.
Well, actually, at first I was scared that it would have just ended my whole recruitment process, because I've never been in this situation before.
Okay.
I haven't had anyone in front of me to really tell me how to go about this type of thing. So I've been going off of really Coach James and Coach Welch. Mm-hmm. They've been giving me all the information to get where I am now, and if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be this far along in the process, especially not in a really good state to where I would have all of these opportunities. Nobody writing for me and vouching for me to all these different schools to be who I can be.
Absolutely, and a lot of recruitment is potential, right? A lot of people are saying, well, just the potential of what Tavion can be.
By the time I get there, I can do this and do that.
Absolutely, but with the injury, that's going to set you back. That's going to elongate the timetable. Florida State's in a situation where they're like, yo, we need right now. We're right on the cusp. They feel we're right on the cusp. You say, hey, the gray shirt sounds good, but not what I want to do. We actually saw a teammate of yours last year go through a gray shirt, and it worked out fine for him. Jaquez Williams, and shout out to Quez. He's out there somewhere. He's out there doing this thing at the University of South Florida, but he had to go through a gray shirt situation, you know, and wait that out, and then attack the dream, and it worked out for him. So it's not like this doesn't work out, but for you, you knew that you wanted to be in the fold immediately, so that you've got people, especially with your surgeries and the rehab that comes with it. You've got top of the line everything, being able to take care of you and make sure that you're progressing to where they know you can be at. Is that a big part of why you decided?
That one, yes, it is, because with Florida State, I tried to go around the gray shirt and just, red shirt, so I can be able to come there and get the therapy, in the school, so that way I can have training therapy of athletes and not just, regular
like a pediatrician or something. Yeah.
So with Kentucky going ahead and saying that I can come regardless of both of the surgeries, they're not thinking about that. They just want me to go ahead and get up there and be at their school. Yeah. And I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Now you're going to a fantastic college environment. The University of Kentucky is one of the blue bloods of, college when it comes to athletics. Kentucky basketball, all well known. Kentucky football's on the rise. The state of Kentucky and how fanatical they are about their sports. You're going to be in great hands as far as an environment where they're going to take care of you. What's the most exciting thing you're looking forward to just going into that college atmosphere?
Well, my main thing on my mind is, graduating, of course. After that is just making it to the next level. Being developed enough to make it to the next level as a player and as a man.
Absolutely. And as far as the next level goes, you were a defense end here. You played a little bit more inside. You started to play a little bit more inside. Where do you think your zenith is? I can tell you what I believe it is, what I've always thought it was. But where would you think? Where did you think that it's going to be where you play at the next level?
With me, that's kind of I've had my high points at both, and I feel like with my shoulders being the best that they can be, as strong as they can be, I feel outside.
Okay.
And I've kept my size to where I can continue to play outside. I can move. I weigh 260. I weigh about 268 right now. And that's still after this. I still weigh myself regularly. I try to keep my weight at a certain thing so that way when I come out of this, I won't be, overweight and just mess up all my mobility. Yeah. Move slower and stuff like that. I want to be able to stay fresh and stay active.
Absolutely. So for me, I look at you and I'm projecting to the highest of the high, right? I look at you like a Leonard Williams. Leonard Williams for the Giants. Okay. He was the number 1 overall pick. He was a D end, but in the league, in a certain defense, especially in the 34 defense, he's that 5 technique, 4 technique that could then kick inside.
That absolutely, I see that.
Absolutely. I think that's where your highest heights at. Because I feel like being outside as an edge guy.
They was trying to get me more into that.
Yeah.
And I mean, 5 is still a DN, 4 is still a DN.
Yeah. Still a DN is just a different type of play, type of technique. When you're a 9 technique or a 7 technique, that's an edge rusher. That's more your brother. But that's how you started in the game. Yeah. And so like when I look at how your body's maturing, because you're going to end up carrying 285. You're going to end up carrying 285 and seeing, unless you're J.J. Watt, right? Yeah. Who's a freak of nature.
That's how.
Yeah, to be that big and that athletic and be able to keep both, you're probably going to end up kicking inside a little, but it's like that. It's not a 3 technique or a nose. It's that 4 to 5 where I'm playing on the outside of a tackle or on the inside of a tackle, as opposed to just always being an outside guy. I think that's where your versatility comes in at. So now you various packages. Yeah, you could play a 7. You could play a 7 in a certain package. You could play a 5 in a certain package. You could play a 4i in a certain package. And now everything is open to you with the versatility, so you never have to come off the field. And even if you are, hey, I need a blow, I'm right back in there.
And that's what a lot of coaches was, feeding to me, that I'm a person that they can keep on the field during that, anytime situations, first down, second down, third down.
Run defense, pass rush, everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm going to get you out of this because I gave you a little jab earlier, and I know that we had a conversation last year about how much you enjoy playing with your brother.
Yeah.
Right? I know it was a bummer when you had the injury. You couldn't finish out the season in football. You're not playing basketball, I think mostly because of the shoulders. I think that if you were healthy, you would have probably got out there and still ball because you still love playing, having that opportunity to play with your brother. He already has an offer in hand. I know that you said that it's his decision, and you're not going to try to sway him one way or another. But just talk about that relationship and the opportunity to be able to play at the highest level with your brother. People just don't get to do that stuff.
They don't. And I went on a visit. I went on a visit to Minnesota. Well, this is my official. And while we was at the table, we was eating dinner. While we was at the table, it was a player. He was already there, and then we was talking and stuff like that. And then he just got to, talking, and then his brother called his phone, and it basically let him know he on his way. So I was like, what? I just got to wondering, how is it gonna feel to be able to play at the next level with your younger brother? I just couldn't imagine how that would feel. 'Cause I know from middle school to high school, I was waiting for my brother to get to high school so we can play on the same team again. Mm-hmm. I love being on the same team with my brother, especially when we're on the field at the same time.
Absolutely.
It's like something I can't even describe.
Yeah. I envision you on the left side as a strong 5, and then him on the right side as that weak 9 stand up edge.
And that's when we came up with that BOD.
Yeah.
Brothers of Destruction.
Absolutely.
My sister got it on the shirt too.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's a great opportunity. Obviously, he's got all of the rest of his junior year, his senior year in front of him to be able to let things flesh out the way he wants to do and go and find his own path. I'm gonna get you out of here. I got a little something for you. We're all in the fam together. You're going to Kentucky, but just don't remember we're all here together. So Say Less Sports Tees put together a little something for you. We want to present it to you here. That little number 9 Wakanda. Flip that out. It's got the number 9 on the back with your name on it.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Hey, we're really proud of you. Looking forward to everything that you're about to do in the future, man. Good luck with all the surgeries, the rehab. I know it's going to be a pain in the butt, but just remember to keep the main thing, and everything will be good with you.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's Tavion Gadson, Kentucky. You're getting a real one. Make no mistake about it. Y'all need to put the full court press on Lorenzo Cowan. Put it on him right now. I want to make sure that these boys are playing side by side next year. It's going to be phenomenal. 2 years from now, it's going to be phenomenal. Until next time, I'm Coach Gene Clemens.